I start, any comments about the haircut? I'm aware it's shit. My friend did it while we were drunk. Heard all the comments now. I've been told I look like a shit Beatle. I've been told that I look like Rowan Atkinson in the first series of Blackadder. And best of all, I've been told that I look like Justin Bieber shagged an ugly girl. And she had ugly jeans. So anyway, yeah, welcome to the show. I got the bus here today. Not very interesting, but I see it's an achievement. They've just switched over my bus times. So now it goes, or well, it went 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock every 10 minutes, which is fine. I knew where my bus was. Now it goes 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock every 10 minutes, or less. Which essentially is the bus timetable going, they'll show up whenever. Which is surprisingly more accurate. Anyway, I get a lot of my daily amusement from buses, you know. I mean, it's a bit sad. But for example, a couple of weeks ago I had a nosebleed. You know what it's like after a nosebleed. Your nose is a bit fragile. You're prone to them throughout the day. And I got on the bus, sat at the front of the top deck, big glass screen, and I sneezed. And blood just went everywhere. The woman behind me starts screaming the police down. I turn around and go, what? And she goes, I thought you'd been shot. But yeah, I also had a bit of a run-in with some old people on the bus. I'll explain what happened, because if I just leave it there, it seems like I'm a bit of a dick, frankly. Basically, right, there was an old couple like across from me, and they were just tutting at everything. Like anything that just a little bit annoyed them, they were tutting. So eventually, about half an hour went by, and I went, you know, can you stop like judging other people? Because it was getting on my nerves. And the old guy went. Well, he tried to, but I gave him my darkest teenager look. So he basically ended up going. But yeah, and then like, so they stopped tutting, and 5 minutes went by and they started tutting again. And I was tweeting this whole thing because, you know, I'm young and that's what I do. And so I tweeted, oh, they're tutting again. And my friend tweets me the two most beautiful words I've ever seen, which were, tut back. I'm like, you know what? I will tut back. So they're going, and I'm going. After about 5 minutes, they got a bit annoyed. So the woman gets up and goes, right, you need to learn to respect your elders. To which I reply by going, straight to point. And that broke the old guy, really did. He got up and he went, right, cheeky wee cunt. And they walked down the stairs. And that was the end of it. And I was like, oh, maybe I was wrong, maybe I shouldn't have done that. But the thing that confirmed to me I was right was the fact when they got to the bottom of the stairs, the guy behind me just went, such foul language. And there's always teenagers on my bus. They're always, because it's on the, like, it's 2 schools are on my route and it's fucking annoying. All I hear all the time is, Tony fingered right behind the bin and now she's wondering if she's pregnant. And the worst bit is I have to kind of like live with that because my sister, she's 14 and she's going through puberty, and the reason I know that, she's fucking open about it. She's come up to me and be like, Duncan, I've got a new bra, do you want to know what size it is? No, not particularly. Duncan, I'm on my first period. Well, at least you're not pregnant. Just trying to move out before she shows me her first period. That is where people usually draw the line. And the worst bit is my mum, she started acting 14, so she'd come up to me and be like, Duncan, what do you think of what I'm wearing? And I'll be like, Mum, I've seen strippers wearing more than that. There are third world African tribes that have developed loincloths that cover more of the human genitals than that skirt. So no, you can't wear it to parents even. Oh, and she's got herself an iPad as well, so all I hear now is, Duncan, I've accidentally closed Angry Birds again. Come fix it. But the final straw was the other day she tried to get me to help her download 50 Shades of Grey. Which is essentially like coming up to your firstborn child and going, can you help me download this hardcore pornography? And I was shocked by that until I remember my dad's done that on many occasions. Of course, David Cameron, he's just called for that ban on pornography, and I don't think there's ever been a louder call of independence now from the Scottish male community. All he needs to do to grab his yes votes, walk out onto the steps of Holyrood and go, they will take our lives, but they will never take our tits. Oh, it's amazing my mum got an iPad though, because she doesn't like new technology, she doesn't like upgrading. For example, RTV, we just got HD. We're quite late to that game, right? And the reason I knew RTV before that was old wasn't the fact that it didn't have a remote or the fact that was partially made of wood. It was the fact that on the front of it said "Made in West Germany." My TV had seen the fall of the Berlin Wall. It had seen communism come to its knees. It had seen no evidence present something that wasn't deal or no deal. I've been trying to get rid of our landline as well, because you know the only people that call us on our landline are telemarketers and my grandpa, both of whom are kind of hoping we'll die halfway through the conversation. Yeah, and like, speaking of telemarketers, like, my parents used to kind of use me as a bit of a screening process, and the quickest I ever managed to get someone to hang up was when I was about 5, and we were driving. My mum's mobile goes, and she's a conscientious driver, so she's like, "Duncan, can you pick that up?" And I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Pick it up and go, "Hello," and then the phone what I hear is, "Hello, is that an orange phone?" Now to us, adults, we know what the woman actually meant is that a phone under the network orange. My 5-year-old brain did not compute that. So what happened was I took the phone away from my ears, stared at it for a few seconds and went, "No, it's a blue one." That's all from me. Cheers. Bye.